Joe, I'm a little bit older than you and Amanda. I'm old enough to actually remember when the Beatles arrived in 1964.
That's old.
I was 9 years old, and my mother refused to let me go down and stand on Anzac Highway and watch the Beatles come from the airport to the city. And I've never ever recovered from that. But everyone's going on about Taylor Swift. I mean, all of Adelaide turned out to line that road. So we need a bit of context here. How big is Swift mania, do we think?
I don't get this. I mean, they've lit up Flinders Street Station in Melbourne. You're looking at it now, all just for Taylor Swift. These guys couldn't do the Commonwealth Games, and now suddenly they can paint Flinders Street Station any colour you like just for Taylor Swift. This is crazy. And, well, you know, it's not exactly much bang for your buck. At least with the Beatles, there were 4 of them.
Well, that's very true. And on the Flinders Street Station, the Labor government down here couldn't light it up for Australia Day, but they've done it for Taylor Swift. Now, Amanda, am I right to remember you told me you had a ticket for the Sydney show?
No, I don't. I have friends that have tickets. And look, the small businesses have been leveraging off this and selling Taylor Swift themed products. Whatever they sell, they're whacking on a theme to it and selling it. So I think that's fantastic that that's happening. I am disappointed that they've put more effort into this particular concert rather than the Commonwealth Games, because that's going to destroy small businesses. But, you know, it's good for the economy, so I think, you know, it's okay.
Joe, I'm worried. She's on at the MCG for 3 nights. They've covered the turf with this false floor. And I heard Stuart Fox, the boss of the MCC today, saying that after the 3 concerts, the entire turf at the MCG, 4 weeks out from the start of the AFL, is going to be ruined. They've got to pull it all up, and it's going to cost them $1.5 million to roll in new turf. I mean, if someone does an ankle in round 1 of the AFL, Taylor Swift better not show her face back in this country again.
Yeah, and all the boys from both teams are going to end up going back to the sheds covered in glitter. I mean, that's not going to help their careers.
Like that's different to any other day?
Well, you know, I mean, it's good to see the AFL being modern and inclusive, so maybe it won't actually do much harm.
Wandering around the streets of Melbourne today, Amanda, it did strike me, and I've been in and out of the studio various times today, that I reckon school absenteeism in Melbourne today might be at a record high. The streets were full of 13, not that I noticed, but 13, 14, 15-year-old girls wearing cowboy hats.
Well, at least the parents know exactly where they are, right? So, and let's face it, most children and teenagers do that. I think it's important that we don't, say, slag off a celebrity or something that people follow. What we need to do is link it to something. So if they're obsessed with Taylor Swift, let's link it to them doing piano lessons, guitar lessons, singing lessons. There's something productive. Don't just let it go to waste.
I've got to say, as
one of the great things, though,
I was going to say, someone who's wagged a fair bit of school in my day, not that I endorse it, going to follow Taylor Swift around is probably about the most wholesome reason I have ever heard of. So I would sort of, you know, take the lesser of 2 evils.
Was there a particular band that you wagged school for, Joe?
I actually, the very first concert I went to was, there were 2 actually. Well, there was an Akadaka concert we managed to get to, and I was headbanging at the Melbourne Tennis Centre so much that I couldn't actually raise my head afterwards.
I knew AC/DC would come up there somewhere.